Hi, welcome to The Kate Show. With me today is TRAX on Wax's Gary Gebler. How's it going, Gary?
It's going great, thank you.
That's good. So how long have you had TRAX on Wax?
We're actually coming up on our 8th year.
Wow.
It was May of 2009 when we opened up.
Oh, okay. So did everyone think that you were crazy when you wanted to open a record store?
Well, more crazy than usual, yes. It was quite an odd idea at the time because the music industry was practically dead.
Yeah.
And vinyl was completely dead. I mean, CDs might have been selling a little bit. And to open up a strictly vinyl-only store at the worst part of the recession was, family members were perplexed. Friends wouldn't return phone calls. It was an odd idea, to say the least.
So what did make you want to go into this business?
Well, I was traveling around a lot with my previous job, and it was part of the music industry, retail, and sales were terrible because the music industry was dying a slow death at the time. And I would go into the stores and say, what can we do to bump sales up a little bit? And they said, the only thing people are coming in, we get a couple people a week saying, do you have records? So that stuck in my craw for a long time. And then once I knew that I was either going to get fired or laid off from that job, I decided I was too old to get another job, and I was too young to retire, believe it or not. And I said, well, I'm going to open up a little store and just sell vinyl records, talk to cool people about cool music. If I can make a couple dollars, that's great. If not, so be it. I'll do something else.
Right on. So did you ever expect that vinyl was going to come back in the way that it has?
No. I really didn't. Actually, I thought it was a pretty dumb idea at the time, too. And but once I started seeing the rumblings and started seeing once the younger people started taking, coming into the store and taking an interest in it, then I kind of realized there might be something to this.
Nice. So what kind of records do you buy at TRAX on Wax?
We buy them all. I mean, we have new releases, Taylor Swift, that's pop, all the rock stuff. Classic rock is our bread and butter. Beatles, Zeppelin, Stones, Pink Floyd, The Who. That's really our forte.
That's cool. And what kind of condition are you looking for?
Nice and clean, as Jeff Ball says.
The records we're looking for, basically, looking really nice and clean. Nice and clean. No scratches, no tears in the cover. Albums that look like this, not really much I can do with.
Jeff Ball is a manager of the store, and he's a stickler for nice and clean records. And they have to be in really, really pristine shape for us to sell them. We guarantee everything we sell, so it's in our best interest to make sure that they're in good shape when they leave the store.
That's interesting. What about your personal collection? Are there any records on your personal wish list?
Nope. One thing that I did when I opened the store is if I started adding to my collection, it would ruin the store because I would take everything home with me. And then there'd be nothing at the store for anybody to pick through. So I decided I'm not going to add anything, nor have I sold anything from my private collection either.
Nice. So do you have any tips for anybody that's starting a new collection?
Yeah. Start with the basics. You got to have this. When people say, what's the best album ever made? There is a correct answer.
That's it, yep.
And this is the correct answer, youngins. It is Sgt. Pepper by the Beatles. That is the best album ever made. Start with that. Or you could start with anything you like. I mean, I'm joking about that. But anything, if you're into rock, some people aren't even into rock. They're into more country and whatnot. There's things for that too. But start with some cheaper records. You can get, we have a budget selection with thousands of records in there. You can start with an album for $1 or $2. Start adding, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, that kind of stuff. Build on from there. Decide what you like. Compilation albums are a great thing to start with because you get like 10 different artists on one album. And you can decide what you like, what you don't like. So that's a good way to start.
How about somebody who just inherited a record collection, like from their parents or something, and they don't know how to, what
listen
to do?
to them all.
Yeah.
Listen to everything. Decide what you like. Don't be a snob. like some of us guys are, because there's nothing wrong with Sonny and Cher. They have some
Right.
great songs, but yet if you mention Sonny and Cher to somebody, they're gonna like look down their nose at you like
Yeah,
you're
right,
nuts.
right.
So listen to everything. Decide what you like. It's all personal taste. Except the Beatles. That is the correct answer.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's very good advice, man. What else do you sell at TRAX on Wax besides records?
We sell just about anything vinyl related. Cleaning kits, t-shirts, that have, records on them and whatnot. A lot of, one thing that we do is we put people's vinyl collection onto MP3s for them.
Oh, nice.
We digitize it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of records that were made that never really made it into the CD format.
Right.
So people will bring in these collectibles that they have, and we turn their collections into CDs for them, and then they have a way to listen to them. A lot of times we'll offer them a turntable and say, hey, start listening to your collection again. And they will.
That's neat. So do you have showbiz aspirations? I mean, you're always on television, and then...
Yeah, we do get a lot of exposure.
Yeah.
It had a lot to do with starting out. We were an oddity,
Right.
People didn't expect anything like this. And so we were kind of, when we first started getting the attention that we got, a lot of it had to do with because we were oddball.
Mm-hmm.
We were, like out of left field. And then, but they all, the different stations that we talk to, they all like records too, and they all have personal memories and personal favorites. And I'm telling you, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It's such a feeling that you get when you come into not just my store but any record store. It brings back a flood of memories. You can go back to that day that you first heard that song, that lyric, what it means to you. It's a wonderful experience.
I totally agree. Yeah, your shop has been used as a location for several films and music videos. Well, how does that even happen?
Well, you guys, you make movies.
Yeah.
And you were the first ones to come in and do that. And I think a lot of it had to do with they saw what you guys did in there. And we've had a few, not a whole lot, come in after that. But yeah, we've done that. You guys did one with Jimmy Brown.
Right.
And that was awesome. The way that they made that album cover come alive, that was just so cool. I've had so many people say, hey, can you make my album come alive? Like, no, I can't, but I know who can.
That's funny. So do you have any funny stories from the shop?
Oh, we get tons of people coming in. It's not funny. People love to tell you about their first concert. That's the main thing.
Okay.
Everyone likes to. I saw Zeppelin in '74. I saw the Yardbirds in '69. We get a lot of that. So and it's almost like being a bartender. You listen to people and they love telling their experiences. Funny, no. Meaningful, yes.
That's interesting. What is the best part for you about owning a record store?
Just bringing it. It sounds cornbally, but just making people happy. It's just making people turn on young people to music, because some kids will come in and they'll want whatever's playing with the Vans Warped Tour, which is cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no judgment. It's a no judgment zone in our store, at least while they're in the store. But it's nice to say, hey, if you like that, listen to this, the Clash or the Sex Pistols or something like that. And then if you like that, take it 3 steps back and listen to this, listen to the Stones, listen to, the Easy Beats and whatnot. So it's really cool to, help people out, with their selection and kind of see what they're buying and make selections on top of that.
That's really neat. So I guess I don't even have to ask this question at this point.
What's that?
Beatles or Stones?
Well,
like, is that even a real question?
There is a correct answer to that question. And the correct answer is always the Beatles.
Yeah.
Nothing against the Stones.
Oh, no.
Great group. The Beatles were the game changer for everything.
It's
and
true.
Even to this day, as influential today as they were in 1964.
It's very true. Thanks for being with us today, Gary.
Hey, thanks for having me. It was great.
That's going to do it for us this week. All right, I want you to tune in, turn on, every Tuesday, every single Tuesday, right here on The Kate Show. And we'll see you next week. I feel like I went a little crazy on that one.